It's Nolan. Yeah, I'm in the place where niggas can't be too deep. I'm free safety, double entendre to entertain the ladies. Clean as a new Mercedes. I see you watching me, eyes in the back of my head. Cinematography, logically, rappers can't compete. I say I'm fly as a no comply that they can't complete. They're so whack, it baffles me. 15, I was on some fan shit. Now I'm writing rhymes you can't decipher like it's Sanskrit. Hitting pressure points, my flow is tantric. Niggas got a lot of nerve. Revenge of the nerd, embarking on a private purge. I'm finna kiss shit, presidential, y'all sentimental. My pen strike sharp as a blade, I'm playing tension. Beneficial to my residential. Clean up the block like Pac spotting some unofficial. This verse is overly intricate. Opposing my penmanship, bitch, I'm closing your membership. I was chosen from syndicates, young iconoclast. Did numbers in economics class. Went to school and start punching niggas in drama class. Want the gunplay? It's a Bible up on the dash. Catch him on the one way, leave his pockets up on the grass. Educated by buckshot at the bus stop. Black kids learn to rock a vest instead of sunblock. My lil homie punk rock define black excellence. Got a scholarship, one and done, it's like black presidents. I'm exceeding my measurements. Call me young Gohan. Niggas want the green with the bread, we making croutons. Started out rapping, I was small as Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Buckets, I'm working hard without the shoe line. Student loan niggas still calling my homies. I skipped college, I was following Kobe. Came through with a new Letterman, looking fresher than Axel Foley. My streets full of rage, I'm maxing, you whacking phony. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Happy Monday to everybody. I hope you're doing well. In this particular video, we're going to be going in on J. Cole and his manager, Ibrahim Hamad. They've got a new audio series. I guess they don't want to call it a podcast, so it's a limited audio series called Inevitable that's going to be dropping today, as a matter of fact, around 6 p.m. I'm gonna tune in and see what they're talking about, see what this first episode is hitting on. But yeah, man, it looks like J. Cole has been backed into a corner. I ain't gonna lie. He's dropping this audio series, and I believe that it's going to be talking about the tenure of his music career. Probably the early days, of trying to get signed, trying to be noticed by Jay-Z, standing outside the studio, probably meeting Ibrahim, Boss, which is Eve's brother, starting Dreamville, early Rock Nation days, touring days. I'm sure they're going to be going over all of that stuff. This podcast audio series is said to be dedicated to the day ones, basically the folks that have been there from the beginning when J. Cole popped out, and gave people the come up mixtape, the warm up mixtape, Friday Night Lights, that whole saga for people that were, probably in high school, college. J. Cole had a huge college fan base because he was in college, about to graduate college when he really started popping off. So he had a whole generation of people that were going through the same shit, seeing the same things that he was rapping about, or, all of those different things. He had the perfect storm that culminated for him. And he ended up at the destination that he was aiming for, which is signing to Jay-Z at Rock Nation. And over the course of Cole's career, at a certain point, he stopped doing interviews, stopped coming outside, really. I mean, he goes outside, but stopped really popping out, stopped hanging out within the circles of hip hop, which I don't think is a bad thing or wrong thing to do, especially with everything that we've been seeing being revealed from the inner workings of the industry and people going down and all of the nasty shit that goes on in terms of not just business, but also physically nasty shit that niggas be on. I can understand why artists like him and Kendrick Lamar have become somewhat reclusive to the public eye. And I say reclusive to the public eye because it's not that they're hiding. It's not that they don't do anything in public. It's just that they're very selective about how they come out, where they show up, and they don't necessarily document everything that they do to keep themselves in conversations, right? So now that we're coming into the latter part of J. Cole's career, we do know that the fall off is coming very soon. We do know that
the fall off is supposed to be the bookend to J. Cole's career as well. It's supposed to be the final album. It's supposed to be the farewell, the thank you for your service moment. And I think that's why he's been pushing it back so much for the last few years. I think that's why, he's had the itch to work with everybody he could, do the feature run for years. The off season was a good project. Might Delete Later was a solid project, although it's been overshadowed by all of the drama and everything that took place this year. So it's kind of been written out of a lot of conversations, although it is Grammy nominated after everything, the dust has settled. Do I think it wins? No, but whatever. Of course, I've been on my channel here, not necessarily fighting for J. Cole, but just trying to keep things balanced as far as the narrative goes concerning J. Cole, because I feel like he's been somewhat unfairly treated this year. He hasn't made all the right moves. I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying that he's been a saint or that he's been perfect, but I think in the ultimate grand scheme of things, I feel like J. Cole has been vilified in a way that was not necessarily deserving. That's all I'll say on that at this moment, right? But as all of that has come to fruition, we now get this series of him and his manager coming out, being transparent about the journey and all of those things. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the audio of the trailer. There's an audio trailer out for this Inevitable series in which J. Cole and Eve kind of address why this is important for him to do at this time and give a little bit of a glimpse into what to expect. The first episode does drop today at 6:00 p.m. So once it drops, I'll listen to it. And if there's anything of note that I want to cover on it, maybe I'll come back tomorrow and, speak on it. But as of now, it's not out yet, but it will be out in a few hours. All right. So let's go ahead and just pull up the trailer.
Okay, if you're listening, what's popping? We've never done any type of thing like this ever before, so this shit is weird. Who are we talking to?
Who is this? What's popping?
Nobody. Shit just got hella weird.
So in late 2022, Cole, Ebe, and I sat down to record a little conversation. Ebe had found this old laptop in his garage that had all these old demos and unreleased songs and songs that we've come to know and love from Cole. And we started playing them for each other, which conjured up all these amazing memories that they'd shared over the years. The good.
That was a big ass moment.
I ain't gonna lie. Even hearing it right there, I was like, oh shit.
The bad.
Cut that off. That shit trash.
And the ugly.
Do you understand we would not be having this conversation if this came out?
Oh no, it would literally been a wrap on my whole fucking career.
It would have been over.
So we just started recording. One day turned into 2 days turned into 3, and we kept going for 8 days, tracking the entire arc of Cole's career from the very early days when he started writing his first songs.
The song that I did that showed me you're capable of doing something else, what do you think it is?
School Day?
It was School
I knew
Day.
it. As soon as you said that, I was like, it's gotta be School Day.
All the way up until now.
I felt like, damn, this nigga just turned another corner.
Yes, I'm not that level of songwriter without going through everything that I went through, having to be pushed. That shit made me stronger.
And we covered all this ground, everything from, of course, the music.
Probably in your mind, it's like, this is my land.
Yes, yeah. Here's something I can offer, and here's me displaying an ability to talk about it in a way that's gonna connect to you.
To relationships.
It was literally right when we was about to turn the album in.
Yeah, I remember deciding, like, it's that time. And then once I knew, I just went and got the ring, like, I just knew.
And I took these precious recordings and organized them into a limited audio series that we're calling Inevitable.
Because I know what I know now, it's almost silly to say some of the shit out loud where it's like, oh man, but it's just the reality.
So pull up a chair, join us as we release season 1 of Inevitable.
Yeah, they say anything's possible. You got a dream like you never seen obstacles.
All right, that's J. Cole, Inevitable audio series preview. Of course, like I stated before, it will officially be out at 6:00 Eastern time. And we gonna see what we got. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be very enjoyable if you're a J. Cole fan. Then none of anything that's happened in 2024 has probably swayed you from your square to make you waver or sway from that fanhood. I think there are some people that were kind of on the fence about J. Cole that feel like they just can't fuck with him because of Kendrick Lamar. I think at some point, maybe that air, that tension will die down. I don't personally feel like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole are enemies at this current moment, but some people would prefer if they were, at least for the sake of conversation and for the sake of wanting the battles to continue. But whatever. All right. So in addition to putting out this trailer, J. Cole also put up a pretty long status on Instagram to accompany this series. So let's go over what J. Cole had to say here. All right, let me download this image right quick and I'm gonna just pull it up for y'all. All right, we're gonna scroll down. J. Cole says, "It's hard to write a caption to describe what this is. I really don't even know what to call it. We settled on calling it an audio series, but to me, it plays like a movie in the form of a conversation. First, me and Eve spent mad days talking to Scott. I guess Scott is the engineer and conductor of this whole thing. Recapping, and I think he narrated that video we just watched. Recapping the whole journey up to present day, front to back. It was new, it was fun, it was emotional, and more than anything, it was therapeutic. After that, Scott took the conversation and did his thing with it. Then it was time to listen back. When I heard it with fresh ears, I was glued to the story as if it was somebody else's ears. At times, I could feel my adrenaline rush when hearing about the ups and the many downs and how it all played out in the end. I got so much clarity from it, and I understood more than ever the power of having a dream, the power of fueling that dream with strong vision, the magic that happens when we stay in alignment with God, and the darkness that can come in the times that we don't. As the years of my career grew, I found myself much more hesitant to share details of my life with the world. Even as I type this, I feel the last little bit of resistance. You sure you want to do this? But if I was a younger version of myself, I know that I would get so much fuel from hearing this from somebody that went for theirs and made it. For that reason, I think it's worth sharing. So if you rocked with me at any point so far on my journey, I hope this will give you even more perspective and fill in a lot of blanks. If you have your own dream in life that you hope to achieve in any field, I hope that this will feed your spirit, giving you confidence to believe in that dream and the encouragement to push through the tough times. To go for it, even when you may be afraid to. Please enjoy season 1 of Inevitable." So that's J. Cole's description of the series and how it came to be and some of the hesitance and trepidation that he's had with putting it out, but also feeling excited to release this for the next generation or the people coming up after him or the people that, have a dream, have something that they are aspiring to, that maybe they feel hesitant. Maybe they need that extra oomph. Maybe they need to hear the J. Cole story once and for all told in one succinct way rather than just going through interviews and old footage and, you know what I'm saying? Because that can be a lot. You may want to go down that rabbit hole, but why not just hear it straight from the horse's mouth and the people that contributed to all of that? And it from day one, it was Cole and Eve. They built this thing from the ground up, right? When nobody believed in him, when he was going by the name Therapist, when he, first pulled up and started playing the songs for Eve in the car while they was in college, and Eve was like, "Yo, who's this?" And he was hesitant to say it was him until he knew that he liked it, right? Standing in the Rain with the will produce for Jay-Z sign. Right? Got No Love. Gave Jay-Z a demo. Jay-Z didn't want that shit. Told him to give it to fucking Lenny S. Gave it to Lenny S. Lenny S didn't want that shit. You know, I think that there's real fabric to J. Cole's story. I think that, you know, being that he's been out here for so long now, we only see J. Cole as the person, as the man, as the artist that he is today. But we don't remember, a lot of us or some of us may not remember all of the ups and downs, right? The let Nas down moment, the workout moment, even though that was a big song in his career and it's still one of those songs that go up at his shows. That song was met with a lot of resistance and could have been, if he let it, you know, a lot of folks that get that type of feedback off of a song, even though it's a hit, they can go into a depressive state and let the rest of the industry pass them by. They may pop out 2-3 years later and the people ain't calling the way that they used to. So there was also a rebound. He's rebounded numerous times throughout his story, right? The moment of when he wanted to fit in, but then he broke that mold, right? When he started to grow his hair out, right? There was that moment where Eve told him to wear this particular outfit to the BET Awards, and Brandon T. Jackson and DJ Drama had the same exact outfit on. And at that moment, he said, I will never trust another stylist to style me again. I'm going to just do what I feel. I'm not going to cater to this artist image no more. I'm just going to do what the fuck feels good to me. And if that ain't it, it ain't it. And if it works, then I'll know I at least have gone out and found success based on my own interests and how I truly feel and what I think is cool for me, rather than following what somebody else thinks is going to be dope, right? So I think this is going to be cool. I think it's going to be interesting. Do I have the patience to sit down and listen to, you know, maybe 10 episodes of, you know, maybe 2-3 hours of J. Cole and Eve talking at a time? I don't know. I may find time here and there to listen to a couple of episodes. Hopefully the episodes aren't that long. But you know, but that's just a byproduct of how fast life moves, how fast the internet moves, how fast the news cycle moves. You don't really have the time to dedicate to each thing, you know, before it's time to move on to the next thing. And then by the time you move on to the next thing, real life is there. You know what I'm saying? I had somebody that was a while back. I never really spoke about it on my channel, but there was this one guy who was like, you know, I like your videos, but you talk about stuff like after it's happened. And basically saying that I don't like keep up with everything as it's breaking. Like, you know, you got certain people, and I think the comparison is like let's be fair, where he gets to be online for like 8 hours at a time, 10 hours at a time, and don't move. He's just sitting there drinking whatever the fuck, Hennessy or whatever, shooting off the hip, right? Whereas with me, something may have come out, broke 2 days ago. I may not address it. Something may have broken 4 days ago. I may not address it until whenever I have the opportunity. And the reason why certain stuff isn't always up to the minute of when stuff happens is because I'm a family nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get this shit. Yeah, I look young and shit, and that's beautiful. Youth is amazing. But I'm married with a child, and I'm dedicated to my family. Like, I'm not one of these niggas that's just out and about doing whatever while my lady just slaves around the house. You know what I'm saying? Because that could be a thing, but then that wouldn't be what's best for me as a person, as a man, as our family. But it might be good for entertainment and for, you know, YouTube analytics and stuff like that. But as a person that's dedicated to that balance, if you like inside the industry, you gonna come when we talk about the shit. It's about the conversation. It's not all just about the fucking content. It's not just about the subject matter. The subject matter is what brings, you know, about the conversation, but the conversation that we have is more important than the actual content, if that makes sense, right? I don't think most of y'all would be returning if I was just here just giving y'all straight up news. It's the perspective that comes with it. It's the nuance. It's the respect that comes with it. So just addressing all of that, because Just happened to go off on a tangent. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And but I am interested to hear that portion where J. Cole starts talking about his relationship and his family life, and when he felt it was the right time to like give the engagement ring, to like pop the question and all that type of stuff, because we never really got a perspective on what that was like or anything of the nature. He had a private wedding. It came out in an interview from somebody that had attended his wedding that was like, yeah, you had a wedding. And he's like, oh shit, bro. Damn, you gonna throw it out there like that? So now we're gonna get Cole to peel back some of those layers. And again, I feel like this is just a move. Well, not just a move. Let me not say that, but this is a move to galvanize his base, his fans, energize his fans before this last hurrah. Because I don't see J. Cole like really sticking around too much longer, especially with the way he was treated this year. I think, for his fans, it's like, I'm going to be a steward of this community. I'm going to give y'all, these tidbits. I'm going to give y'all this series. I'm going to give y'all this album. I'm going to give y'all this last tour. We're going to continue to do Dreamville Fest. But J. Cole is also at a crossroads where he's got to figure out the next thing, right? As we saw, Ari Lennox is not happy over there at Dreamville. What can he do over there to make it better for her? Or does he just release her as she's asking? But then what is next for Dreamville, right? Do they just stick with the current roster? Do they shake things up and sign new acts? Perhaps start signing some other acts that have already been in the industry for a number of years that they feel that they can, fit into the mold of what they're building over there, right? Because once you have a label at a certain point, does the label go away, or do you lean into that label for it to become a thing for years to come and have that solidify its own legacy outside of just a J. Cole thing, but a Dreamville thing, to where you could say, hey, we produced X amount of successful artists. We've been in running for 20 years, if that's what they aspire to do, and have its own thing. And one day a documentary come out about that, about Dreamville. You know what I'm saying? I think he's at that stage where he's got to make those decisions, and those decisions are going to be critical in how he presents those things, right? Some people feel like Jid may be unhappy over there. I haven't seen that, but people interpreted him saying that he really don't hang out with them niggas like that, as he don't fuck with them. I think ultimately Jid ain't never really hung with them niggas over there like that, because he has a whole life prior to meeting J. Cole. Same thing with Earth Gang. These are niggas from Atlanta. J. Cole is from fucking North Carolina, and he broke in New York. That's a long way from what them niggas was on, right? Jid went to college. He was a fucking running back. He was somewhere totally different. Cole and Eve are the nucleus. And that's probably why there's like, a level of they don't hang out, because you don't hang out with your boss. Who hang out with their boss? Some people do. But for the most part, people don't hang out with their boss like that. I check in. Boss can be cool as shit. While I'm here, while we in the studio, while we going over records, good vibes. Nigga cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? We could joke. It's a very friendly environment. We might even be somewhat friends. But you ain't like my real friends. The niggas I grew up with. The niggas that I done got in fights with. Niggas that knew me before this shit. Niggas that knew, you know what I'm saying? This is the Jid perspective. Niggas that knew me when my dreads was just a twist. That ain't the same. But for whatever reason, people overly read into that. And I think the only reason why Jid said what he said, he ended up deleting it, is because people don't know that. People think that these rap crews really just be like on some AMP shit. Like, you know how Kai Cenat, Agent, Duke Dennis, all them niggas, you know what I'm saying? They're out together. They're in a house creating and hanging out and all that type of shit. And even them, they not like, I don't think they're the best of friends. You know what I'm saying? But they tight because of the proximity. But if you remove them from that creator house and you just let them go on their own ways and create, and they come together to, maybe do events a few times a year or some shit, them niggas is going to speak way less, be around each other way less. And there may be like a era of, I don't really be around them like that, so don't ask me about them. You know what I'm saying? We friends, but that's not the stage we are in our friendship. I'm at that same stage with quite a few of my niggas. You know what I'm saying? With my wedding, like niggas came together like Voltron, but outside of that, like niggas be living. You know what I'm saying? We talk, but we be living. I don't be around them niggas like that. So, but you know, when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to the narratives, when it comes to the shitstorm, it all comes to a head. You know what I'm saying? And we're at that stage right now where everybody is looking for attention, everybody is looking for dissent, everybody wants a battle, everybody, you know what I mean? The chaos rules the conversation. That's just what it is. Chaos is king right now. At a certain point, cash was king, but chaos and clout are the kings, even for the fans. The fans claim they don't like it, but they engage with it way more than the nice stuff, the beautiful stories. We're going to be honest. All right? But whatever. Let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. And we'll see what this J. Cole Inevitable audio series is hitting on shortly. All right? Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out and came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.